Michael Jackson changed music forever. But here's the uncomfortable question no one likes to ask. Was he a true genius, or the most perfected product the industry ever created? Michael Jackson didn't grow up discovering music. It surrounded him from birth. In a small home in Gary, Indiana, sound became discipline, survival, and expectation. His father demanded perfection. Rehearsals replaced childhood play, and mistakes were rarely forgiven. By the age of 5, Michael was already performing with a precision that shocked adults. Some see this as undeniable proof of natural genius. Others argue it was conditioning, talent sharpened under pressure. What remains undeniable is this: Michael didn't choose the stage freely. The stage claimed him early, and it shaped his instincts, discipline, and identity before he fully understood the cost. When Motown signed the Jackson 5, they didn't simply discover talent, they refined it. Every detail mattered: image, choreography, interviews, and even smiles were carefully managed. Michael's voice was extraordinary, but it was framed for mass appeal. Songs were selected strategically, appearances scripted, and personalities polished. This system wasn't unique to Michael, it was the Motown formula. Yet, even within this machine, Michael stood apart. His timing, emotional delivery, and stage presence felt instinctive rather than manufactured. This raises the question: did Motown create the star, or did it simply recognize something rare and magnify it for the world? As Michael grew older, his ambitions expanded beyond performance. He wanted creative control. With Off the Wall, he began stepping outside the strict Motown structure, shaping a sound that reflected his own instincts. His movements became freer, his vocal delivery more expressive. Michael studied dance obsessively, blending styles from legends before him, and transforming them into something new. The industry didn't invent his rhythm or imagination, but it amplified them. This era suggests a powerful truth: Michael wasn't escaping the industry, he was learning how to use it, bending the machine to serve his evolving artistic vision. Thriller was not just an album, it was a collision of genius and industry power. The machine provided budgets, marketing, and access to global platforms. But the vision came from Michael. Long-form music videos, cinematic storytelling, and genre-blending sounds were risks executives initially questioned. Michael insisted. The result changed pop culture forever. This moment proves something important: the industry can support success, but it rarely creates innovation on its own. Thriller succeeded because artistic genius and industrial force aligned perfectly. Remove either element, and the impact disappears. This wasn't manufactured greatness, it was amplified originality. With global dominance came isolation. The industry fueled Michael's image, but failed to protect the person behind it. Contracts tightened, schedules intensified, and expectations became endless. Every movement was monetized, every appearance calculated. Fame stopped being freedom and became confinement. Michael's identity blurred into performance, leaving little space for normal human experience. While corporations benefited financially, Michael absorbed the emotional cost. Genius cannot thrive indefinitely inside rigid systems. At this point, the industry was no longer supporting Michael's creativity, it was consuming it. The machine that helped elevate him had quietly become a cage with invisible walls. The same industry that celebrated Michael eventually shifted its focus. Music faded into the background as speculation, headlines, and controversy took center stage. His private life became public property, dissected for profit. Media narratives replaced artistic discussion, transforming a human being into a spectacle. Control over his image slipped away. This phase exposed the industry's darker side. It builds legends, then profits from their unraveling. Truth becomes secondary to attention. Once the narrative turns, escape becomes nearly impossible. Michael's genius remained, but the environment around him grew hostile, loud, and relentless, drowning out the music that once defined him. Despite constant pressure, Michael continued creating. While later projects faced criticism, the creative spark never vanished. Innovation doesn't disappear, it adapts to circumstance. What changed was not his talent, but the space around it. Creativity requires freedom, patience, and trust. The industry demanded repetition and predictability, while Michael sought evolution. This tension reveals a deeper truth: genius can survive within systems, but it struggles when confined by them. Michael's later work reflected resistance, an artist pushing forward despite fatigue, scrutiny, and diminishing control. The brilliance remained, even when the conditions no longer allowed it to shine freely. It's comforting to believe legends are manufactured. It makes greatness feel accessible and controllable. But Michael Jackson challenges that belief. The industry can amplify talent, polish presentation, and distribute influence, but it cannot invent instinct or emotional connection. Those qualities come from within. Michael was shaped, directed, and often controlled, but he was not created. He was a rare force the machine learned to exploit, yet never fully understood. His presence exposed the limits of industrial power. Systems can promote brilliance, but they cannot replace the human spark that makes audiences feel something real. So what is the truth? Michael Jackson was both shaped by the industry and independent of it. He was a genius discovered early, amplified globally, and eventually constrained by the same system that elevated him. The machine didn't create his magic, but it influenced its direction. Without the industry, Michael would still dance. Without Michael, the industry loses one of its greatest forces. That distinction matters. It shows where power truly lies. The system can magnify talent, but it cannot generate it. Michael's artistry existed before the machine, and would outlast it. Decades later, Michael Jackson's influence remains undeniable. Artists study his movements, his sound, and his discipline. Audiences still feel his presence. Machines age, systems collapse, genius endures. His story warns us about the cost of fame, while reminding us that originality cannot be engineered, can only be recognized, protected, or exploited. Michael's legacy lives beyond contracts, headlines, and industries. What remains is the human element, emotion, innovation, and connection. In the end, the machine fades into history. The art stays alive, echoing across generations long after the systems that surrounded it disappear.